between Brush Street and I-375. That's where we're located in the heart of Detroit at Ford Field, which first opened back in 2002. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Green Bay Packers and the Detroit Lions. And he'll wind up getting an extra couple yards here for his trouble as he'll bring this one out to the 27. The first carry now for Dalvin Cook. He'll have a first down past the 40. It's a gain of 14 and a first down for Detroit.
And there we see an early burst that makes him one of the leading rushers in the league.
Well, I want you to know, I listened to you yesterday when we were watching film. You said write down the word vision for him. It was on display there, wasn't it?
It certainly was, because he allows the blocks to set up in front of him. And if that continues, it'll be a long afternoon for those guys trying to play some defense.
A free 5 yards as the defense jumps.
I know it's an anticipation game for them, but it's also a reaction game, and they reacted poorly on that one.
They will come up on a 1st and 5 following the encroachment penalty. And he'll take it down shy of the 45 at the 46. It's a 9-yard gain, and it keeps the drive moving. The success there, Charles, coming on the outside of the field, the ground game. Curious to see if that continues as we progress.
Yeah, we often talk about a variety in play calling, and usually between run and pass. But in this case, with strictly the run game, you can be creative there as well. Run it inside, run it outside, keep the defense off balance.
Looking for more there on first down, but this throw downfield, incomplete.
A lot of contact there, but there was no way it appeared that he was going to get a flag on that one. Looking for it, but he wasn't going to get it. And as an ex-defensive back, you love it when they let you play and jostle downfield.
Now Carr, after the incomplete pass, brings him up 2nd and 10. Now Carr setting up the screen for Cook. And he's going to get this down near the 30-yard line. And this is going to result in another first down as the tackle's made at the Packers' 30.
I like the screen being called here early in the game, especially on the opening drive, because, Brandon, when guys come out of the locker room, especially those pass rushers, they are so amped up to get to the quarterback that you can use that against them, and a screen pass is a great way of doing it. A lot of teams against good pass rushing teams, they want to run the screen 10 to 12 times in a game.
It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up 2nd down.
When we see those runs to the perimeter, when we see those runs to the edge, we think about big breakers, don't we? In this case, it was a modest gain, but it does open up possibilities here on 2nd down.
Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6.
Double dog, that's the way.
And only a yard this time as he's taken down right around the 26.
Good job, D. Good job.
I know that speed is the hallmark of today's NFL game, but the key to good rushing defense is still having your linebackers set the edge.
29.
Throwing his Carr on 3rd down. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Justin Simmons. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. He's going through a rough patch throwing the football. 4 interceptions in that loss last week. Opening drive starts the game with a pick here.
But we did spend time with the head coach and the offensive coordinator and asked them, what did you see on tape? What did you see on film? And they talked about mechanics, making sure that he gets his feet underneath him, doesn't overstride, does a better job taking care of the football. And I think they're shocked as anyone to see the first one of the game here in this one.
Okay, needs to start heeding their advice. They run it here with Gordon. Brought down around the 16 or 17. Had a nice move, but couldn't free much space. Javon Hargrave there on the stop. From the 17, Breeze. Man open, it's Goodwin. The 40, past the 20. Touchdown, Packers. Marquise Goodwin, 83 yards, as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. Well, I love watching Goodwin play. Of course, everybody knows the story of him being an Olympian. He's a long jumper,
yes.
right?
Yes.
But you know that he has that athleticism, that big playability.
He certainly does. And not only was he an Olympian as a long jumper, married to a sprinter. How about that for speed in one family? And I love his end zone celebrations now. When he does go deep and beat someone for a touchdown, now he does the long jump as his celebration. Pretty cool deal.
The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the ending, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part two, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know, we had a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
2nd and 12 after the first down pass play went backwards for 2 yards.
Mike 57. Watch the run. Watch the run.
Carr. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Sidney Jones. And the return here will go to the 31-yard line. First quarter, and now he already has 2 interceptions.
Yeah, he's got to guard against being tentative from this point forward, though. He's got to still make the right reads, make the proper throws. I've seen guys in this league throw 4 interceptions in a game and win. He's got to understand, put it behind you, keep pressing forward.
He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
Over. 61. Match box.
From the 25 on 2nd down, Breeze. And not only did he drop it, he dropped it in the end zone.
Coverage was very good that time. A nice job to smother him as the ball arrived, and that ensured an incomplete pass.
And it keeps 6 points off the board. Meanwhile, on 3rd down, they take a shot at the end zone, but it's incomplete.
You hear the calls for a penalty, but I just don't think so. I think in this situation, the defender was making sure his guy couldn't hold on to the football. So I don't see anything that warranted a flag.
No, I'm with you. There was contact, but I'm happy they kept that flag in the back pocket. They got the interception, but very little movement after, and that forces him to settle for 3. And it does feel like settling when that happens, doesn't it?
It certainly does, but we got to give a lot of credit where it's due, and that's to the defense because they ran onto the field. This is what we call sudden change, right? Interception, you got to go put out the fire, and they did, holding them to a field goal.
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And it's been a miserable start for them offensively. Obviously, 2 drives, 2 interceptions.
And this is where you have to know your quarterback and know how you actually have to reach him. Do you do it with a little bit of humor? Maybe you break the ice a little bit like, hey, didn't we practice in that colored jersey all week? Not the one that you're throwing it to? Or maybe you have to be stern with him. But whatever it's going to take to get the message, it has to be done. He's putting the game in jeopardy.
One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. Here's Carr to throw. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch. We've seen quite a bit of the short passing game here early on first quarter, haven't we?
We have, and I think it works a couple of ways for this team because, number one, you throw the short game until they stop it. And if they're not going to stop it, you keep throwing it, and occasionally you'll break a tackle and turn it into a bigger gain. Also, if they start to creep up, start to pressure receivers, now you go over the top, take it deep, and now you get some of those big shots downfield.
3 receivers head out right, 1 to the left on 2nd and 3. From midfield, here's Carr. And that'll be incomplete. That pass just a little bit off. It looked like maybe he tried to force it in there.
Game speed, always different, no matter what you do in practice. You can't simulate it, right? So your decision-making, everything has to be a little bit quicker. Sometimes it can throw you off until...
Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Malcolm Butler dialed the corner blitz and earned the sack. Here comes the Lions punter now. Back deep, Jakeem Grant. Oh, boy, he fielded it right on the goal line. Now a late flag comes in as they got him down via the face mask, and that'll give him even better starting position. 10-0 the score after 1 on EA Sports.
And let's pin the mirror. Here we go, here we go.
Now Gordon. And he's going to get this inside the 30. 11 yards and a Green Bay Packer first down.
Yellow lady. Check. 53. Break it down, fellas. Break it down. Okay, double. Hatch. 11. Kill.
Breeze now on first down. Going for it all. Back of the end zone. Could he get his feet down? No, it's incomplete.
Those throwing windows get a lot tighter near the end zone, don't they? And here's the thing. You already probably have 3 points in your hip pocket. You force a throw here and give up an interception, you come away with nothing.
Especially tough in the middle third of the field where he threw that one. Gordon trying to run inside, but nothing there. Calling no gain on the run there, and now they'll be looking at a third down. Now Breeze on third down. Complete, the tight end Kelsey. And he's not going to sniff the first down here. He stopped at the 25. They get only 4 that time as that leads us to a fourth down. And Zerline's kick is good. And that'll push the lead up to 13-0. No problems in the field goal department so far. He's 2 for 2.
Pretty reliable here in this game, isn't he? And to me, that bodes well for them. If they need him late in the game, his confidence should be sky high.
Let's go.
At their own 25-yard line.
The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. And 3 and out on the last drive. No points on the scoreboard. A little soul-searching now?
I would say so, and they need to help out their defense a little bit. They've had to be on the field a lot more than normal, put them in some tough spots. But what's the old adage? When you get another chance, it gives you a better chance to do it right.
It's a gain of 10 for the Lions and a first down. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Shotgun now for Carr. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. 11 yards there and a Lion first down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on first down. From the gun, it's Carr. Man open, that's Damian Ratley. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. 15 yards for the Lions there on a first down.
Detroit Lions, first down. 1st and 10 at the 39-yard line.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. From the gun, it's a give to Cook. And a short gain there down to the 37-yard line. In on the tackle there, Luke Kuechly.
When we talk about Luke Kuechly, you can't talk about his overall game without talking about his intelligence and how he controls the whole defense. He quarterbacks that defense, and at times will actually make checks just like a quarterback would on offense to get them into the right defense. They definitely were on that play. How about that finish, holding that to a minimal gain.
General West.
Throwing on 2nd and 8. Carr. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Alex Okafor in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year.
I spent a lot of extra time preparing for this game, watching this offensive line, because they gave up 5 sacks last week in their loss. They just gave up another one now. They don't seem to be working together as a cohesive unit. Right? 4 guys might have it right, but the 5th guy is giving something up. They've got to find a way to all get on the same page.
Throwing now is Carr. Going down the middle, and it's complete. And this is going to result in another first down as the tackle's made at the Packers' 20-yard line. 2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. Coming up at halftime, we remind you once again that we're going to check in with Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL as we reach now, hard to believe, the halfway point of the season. Time flying. And that is caught. Touchdown, Detroit. Damian Ratley, his 4th touchdown on the year, as they are now on the board here in the first half. Gonzalez able to tack on the PAT, and it's now 13-7. Now after the touchdown, here's Gonzalez on to kick it away. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And he'll be brought down at the 23, make it the 24-yard line. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. And they're not going to play this conservative, I don't think. They had the field goal last time, and they're up, but they're looking to put a drive in the end zone.
Oh, I agree with you totally. No one goes out on the field and says, all right, let's just settle for 3, except in certain situations, trying to ice a game, that sort of deal. Most of the time, it's end zone, and that's what you're thinking, and I believe that's exactly what they're thinking as they begin this one.
Yeah, no quarterback ever goes out there saying, hey, let's get 3, right?
Not one that I've ever known.
Now a nice throw here, right side. He hauls it in. Oh, he's got a little daylight. And he is able to take this way down into Detroit territory. It's a big play that time for the Packers. 46 yards. So how about this for field position after the big play? Inside the 15 now as they come up on 1st and 10. They'll give it to Gordon out of the shotgun. And strong running there as he's inside the 10 and down to the 8-yard line.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
2nd and 5 now. Breeze looking end zone, but it's incomplete. Travis Kelce, the Pro Bowl tight end, the intended target, and it's 3rd down. They come up now 3rd and 5 following the incomplete pass. Breeze going to throw, and this is going to be intercepted. Snags it for the pick, and they'll have the football, but deep in their own territory as he's brought down at the 5. He had a little bit of the turnover bug last week, 3 interceptions. Not an absolute disaster, but another one here. Do you start to get a little worried?
You worry about your team as a whole because you have to find a way to make those interceptions, quote-unquote, go away, and that means your defense. They've got to go out there and sudden change.
And they got him behind the goal line. Cook goes down for a safety. And, Charles, at some point, you can't keep worrying about big play. Can this be perfect? You just have to get the ball out of the end zone.
And in the offensive huddle, that was discussed when they called the play. Just get out of the end zone. But you know what's interesting? A lot of the times in the defensive huddle, they actually call a set and then say at the end of it, get a safety. So it's preached, it's coached, it's thought about.
A little over 20 seconds remaining in the half as they'll line up here 1st and 10. And defensively, they're just looking to keep him contained as they're able to get him down. Now the Packers going to go ahead and use the 2nd of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 18 seconds to go in the first half. After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5.
14.
Breeze now. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Now the Packers going to burn their 3rd and final timeout as they'll stop it with 14 seconds to go in this first half. And the Lions going with an extra DB here on 3rd down.
Recon, 152 fighter. 5'9".
Working from the gun, it's Breeze. This one complete into the hands of Higgins. And he'll be out of bounds right at the 40. Give him 18 on that play, and Green Bay has the first as well.
Ready, 5'8", 5'8", 5'1". Here we go. Tight right. 3 down. Hey, shoot third.
On play action, now Breeze. Open man is Higgins. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. So we have reached halftime here in what's an 8-point game. As we send you down to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports halftime report. Coach. So it's the Packers set to receive the kick. They've got the lead as well as we are underway in the third quarter. Fielded about a yard deep. He'll bring it back to just about the 25. Call it the 24-yard line. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking for some separation here as we begin the third quarter.
I like the way you term that because now I think they go a little bit deeper into their playbook. They like what they did in the first half. That worked okay. But in order to get the separation that you just talked about, change things up a little bit. Change your tendencies, try and hit them a little bit more with some things they didn't see in the first half.
We'll see if they do just that. On 1st and 10, here's Breeze. And he will find Ridley. That's complete. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. The first play of the second half, a big success, over 30 yards. So the big play gets him all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10. Here's Gordon. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair.
And that's what this defense is going to need to do more in the second half. Good pressure that time, forces some indecision in the backfield. He's going to wind up being taken down for a nice loss.
Ready? 5-9. 50 seconds. Come on.
Let's make these babies cry all the way back home, y'all. Let's make these babies cry.
And that one covered beautifully. Their defenders stayed home, and they'll stop him behind the line. It's a loss of 4. Now 3rd down. So 2 plays with only negative yardage to show, and now it's 3rd and 16. Play action. Breeze. And he's going to go down. They get to him back at the 40. Javon Hargrave, the D tackle, getting the sack.
We've watched this a long time, and I still don't believe we get it. 3rd and long. Why are you calling play action?
Yeah, because they're not going to bite defensively, right?
No, not at all. I did have a coach explain to me years ago that for some teams, that's how they have to deal with pass protection and their line blocking. But to me, it seems silly.
Yeah, well, they're silly, and it leads to a play-action sack. All things considered, a pretty good kick. Just cruel punishment there to be denied by the crossbar.
If you're going to hit from that distance, sometimes you're going to need a little luck. And unfortunately for him, this time, the break goes against him.
694.
On play action, it's Carr. And he's got the hook up here. It's Kyle Rudolph. A gain of 6 there on 1st.
So much goes into a successful play, doesn't it? How about that play action there? Freezing the defense just enough to bring the tight end free downfield for the completion.
6 yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4. From the pistol, they run it with Cook. The 20. And he takes this one in for a Lions touchdown. Dalvin Cook, his 6th touchdown of the season, as his guys have cut the lead down to 2. And on that long run, maybe the defense caught napping a little bit.
The concentration level may not have been there. I agree with you on that one because those types of plays, when they result like that, they're almost like big bolts of lightning, aren't they? Whoosh, and off he goes.
Gonzalez now to have the extra point. And it's good to make it 15-14, 1-point game. Now after the touchdown, here's Gonzalez on to kick it away. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And all that worked, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been, and he's simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. Last time out, they had that long 50-plus yard field goal that they missed.
And I I'm sure on their sideline they're thinking to themselves, okay, do we still want to try one if we're in that position again? And I would dare say that the answer would be yes. They're going to have a lot of confidence in their kicker. But just to be on the safe side, I'm sure they told their offensive guys, can we get a little bit closer this time?
Closer.
Yeah, you know, I'd rather get in the end zone first and foremost. But if all else fails, less of a field goal attempt for him.
Airing it out, looking for Ridley. And this one taken in on the right sideline, but not in the field of play. They say it's incomplete. The throw led him a little too far. It brings up third down. After an incomplete pass on second down, that'll leave him trying to convert on 3rd and 9. There's Breeze. He sets to fire deep. And that's caught inside the 30. And he finally goes down at the 23-yard line. It's a big play there for Green Bay. And even 50 yards. So the big play gets him all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10. This is Gordon. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. 11 yards and a Green Bay Packer first down.
Well, think of it like you would a typical boxing match. The person that's on his heels and absorbing blows is having a tough time. And that's what's happening to the defense right now because the offense is on his toes and punching. And there's another first down run right there.
He'll get this down inside the 10 for a pickup of about 3. The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. Now Breeze. And it'll be intercepted. Picked off by Logan Ryan. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. He was looking for his tight end, Kelsey. So, my goodness, I would have thought this possible not too long ago, but that turnover there means we have a game again.
Yeah, it's been a completely different team here in the second half. I just wonder on the other side of the field where the starters telling the backups, get ready, you're going to get some playing time. And now guess what? Hope they didn't cut the tape off of their wrists and ankles. They've got to go back out there and play.
It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down. After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. To throw, it's Carr. Got an open man, it's Ratley. First down, Detroit, 16 yards on the pickup. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Give to Cook out of the gun. And that'll hurt the average a bit as this time they're able to get him behind the line. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up 2nd down.
Luke Kuechly combines speed, intelligence, toughness, puts it all together. It makes plays like one we just saw there. He may not be a big-time blitzer, but, boy, he knows how to pursue straight ahead and make plays in the run game.
On 2nd and 12, Carr. And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Picked off by Justin Simmons. And into the end zone. It's a pick 6 and a Packer touchdown. Those free safeties, they get to sit back there if they've got good pass rushers like this team does. Read like a book. He read it like a book and took it in for 6.
And if they use their eyes well and their anticipation skills, they can make big plays, just as what we saw, a free safety's dream. Follow the football, go to it, and take it the other way.
Zerline out now to kick this one away. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive.
Watch one. I'm going to run you over. Hey, 734.
Now Carr to try again after the pick 6. He's going to fire one deep over the middle. It's caught inside the 25. It's a big play there for the Lions. 52 yards. So barely time to catch our breath. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the red zone. Working from the gun, it's Carr. That is caught right at the 10-yard line. The Lions passing game in sync now. They've got another first down. First and goal, a touchdown and a two-point conversion here are musts. They'll run with Cook. It'll be a pickup of 8 and a good first step there with second and goal coming up.
Some good strong running right there. Some power and some explosiveness just about got him into the end zone.
Good yardage on first down. Now can they punch it in on second and goal? Carr keeps it on the sneak. Call it no gain on the keeper, and it's going to bring up a third down. A lot of tired bodies on that field, but this is a big play, third and goal. They'll run for it with Cook. And Cook was fighting for it, but I don't think he got there. That'll bring up fourth. They had the 8-yard gain on first down, but unable to do much from there. Likely the play of the game here, trailing in the final quarter and going for it on fourth and goal. Carr to throw for it on fourth down. And that is incomplete. He tried to keep it himself, but can't stretch his way in. And the Packer defense stands tall down by the goal line. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. Right now clinging to a one-score lead, Charles, and I think operating within that 4-minute offense. Gordon loses the football. It's loose.
Wow, that ball gets knocked free, but a teammate comes along and scoops it up. It's almost like baseball. Guys at bat, people are on base in scoring position. One guy doesn't get him home. The next guy comes through and picks him up.
And avoids the turnover. Thanks to that last play, a little more room to operate. First rush coming, and he's taken down. Khalil Mack make that now 8 sacks for him on the season. So after the sack, here's second and 14. Now a handoff. This is Gordon. They get 11 back on that one. It leads to third down.
And this is an absolutely big third down that's been set up here, partner, and there's no other way to put it. The defense has to get a stop here if they have any hopes of winning this game.
Has to. You said big third down. I'd put the word big in capital letters here. This is Gordon as they go to him again. And he is going to have the first down, and that is going to suck the life right out of this crowd. 3 yards there, good enough to keep the drive moving. Not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up first and 10. And he works his way forward for a couple up past the 30. Fourth quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a one-score game. This, in all probability, another run here on second and 8. So it's Packer football here as we welcome you back. They've got a second down now as they search for a way to get this one to the finish line. On the jet sweep, here's Grant. Give him 3 on the run there. Now they're looking at a third and about 5. So here we go, Charles, third down. Any chance you're throwing?
I don't think so. I think you got to keep the clock rolling here.
And they, in fact, will throw it. And that is incomplete.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? Zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on third down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. Third down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
On the return is Williams. Can't ask for much more than that. A 50-yard punt followed by a loss on the return. And the Lions are going to take over with a long field ahead and a first and 10. The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. They're down here in a one-score game. At the time, it's a factor, but it's not a huge factor right now, is it?
It's really not, because this amount of time, gives them a chance to run their offense, to go through play sequences. And this is what they work on every week in practice, usually on a Friday. They go over this type of a situation, late game situation. What are we going to do when we have the opportunity? They've called these plays a bunch of times. Now's their chance to execute them.
Well, they have the opportunity now. Here's the execution. Now this one complete downfield on the left side. And he works it across the 25 before being tackled. First down Detroit, 16 yards on the pickup.
93.
First and 10 at the 27-yard line.
57's the mic. Rock 57.
They'll look to throw. And this one hauled in by Rudolph. And he fumbled it. It's on the ground. So it goes as a fumble, but the key thing, not a fumble loss.
Yeah, that stat's big, isn't it? I mean, I remember watching teams play. The ball might be on the ground a number of times during the game, but the other team doesn't get it. That's a huge difference in the ball game. And in this case, they were able to retain possession.
A big play there for Detroit. 44 yards.
This challenge was initiated by the guys in New York. Taking a look at the play, less than 2 minutes to go.
Yeah, I'm sure the coach wanted to challenge it, so he's probably going to send the New York office a holiday card.
Hey, wahoo!
He's back to throw. And Rudolph has it, the tight end. The Lions will use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 17 seconds to go in the game. To throw is Carr. Throwing right, and that's complete. The Lions now going to use the second of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 11 seconds remaining in the ball game. Carr will come up here with a 1st and 10, and he's 5 for 6 now throwing the ball on this drive. Into the red zone, it's Carr. Now he's got it. Back-to-back nice gains. That one for 14 yards and another first. And now with 6 seconds remaining, they're going to burn their final timeout. They come out 5 wide, 3 of them to the right side. 1st and goal, a touchdown and a 2-point conversion here are musts. He'll look to throw. And this is caught. He's got it for a touchdown. And now in the final seconds, it's all going to come down to a 2-point conversion.
So they got the touchdown they needed to cut this to 2, but now they've got to get back to the huddle. No celebration time. Got to figure out what they're going to do on the 2-point conversion.
The late touchdown was only half the battle. Now they need the 2-point conversion to tie the ball game.
Hey, Alpha. So nice number one. Hey, watch the slant.
One final try now for Carr. And it's caught. And with it, we are tied here in the 4th. So here comes the kickoff now, all even here in this 4th quarter. This is fielded at the goal line.
Come on, baby. Let's go.
The Packers take over 1st and 10 at their own 19-yard line.
The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. Tie game, and barring something incredible here, we're likely headed to overtime.
And just a couple of scenarios here to keep in mind. One, if you want to be really aggressive, you do throw the Hail Mary and see if you can get some.
There goes Melvin Gordon. And he's in! Are you kidding me?
How do you get that up?
One of the most improbable ways to finish a game, and they do win it on the final play.
Well, we know the crowd is absolutely stunned by what we just saw there. Forget I'm stunned. I have to believe that you are as well. When they finally get their legs back under them, they'll head to the exits, and I think they'll probably be muttering a few choice words along the way, too. How did that happen?
And oh, he takes off with it. It's a fake. And he gets in. Well, no one was expecting a fake there, but they add 2 more onto their lead. So the touchdown on the final play won it. What a game. And then, interestingly, they went for 2 to rub a little salt in the wound, and they got it.
Called it like it was a video game, didn't they?
They did.
Go ahead and get some more points. Kind of reminds me of that old coach in those bitter rivalry games. Coach, why'd you go for 2 at the end of the game? You didn't need it.
Because I could.
Because I couldn't go for 3.
Oh, man, I like that. So for the Packers, it may not be too late to salvage their season as the win moves them to 2-5 now on the year. And they will head back home next week. Meanwhile, for Detroit, things are definitely going south quickly as they fall now to 1-6. And they'll be on the road next week for a matchup with the Carolina Panthers. I'm Brandon Gaudin. Certainly have to thank Charles Davis, my broadcast partner, and our entire crew. We'll catch you next time right here. It's the NFL on EA Sports.
They will not stop me. Tenfold, copy, end zone. Watch me celebrate. I'm cocky. I do my dance, jump in the stands. No man, man. Oh, there with the hands. Thought he could guard me. I ruin they plans. I do what I want. They do what they can. Got it on smash. Put on the gas. I will not crash. 100-yard dash. 100-yard dash. 100-yard dash. 100-yard dash. 100-yard dash. Yeah. They can't catch up cause they lacking the stamina. Way too advanced to be playing with amateurs. Stay on attack when they tackle like damager. They react and play it back on the camera. Hot boy, just consider me flammable. Sure shot, I got all the intangibles. Need a leash, I'm a beast, I'm an animal. Heat the competition up like a Hannibal. Know the game like I wrote up the manual. I do weekly what you do on the annual. MVP, that decision unanimous. Big dials, I don't think they can handle it. Battlefield, it's just me and my warriors. Guaranteed we emerging victorious. Years